Welcome to the Power Your Voice podcast. My name is Delane Blazik, and we're here to help female entrepreneurs learn how to double their revenue over and over without burning themselves out in the meantime. So if you've already hit six figures, but your business feels like it's slowing down instead of speeding up, this episode's for you. Because what got you to six figures is not going to get you past it. And this is where a lot of women get stuck. It's completely normal. You are not alone. Let's talk about the plateau, though. You've built something, you've proven you can do it, you've even signed on some clients, you've made good money, but then suddenly things feel inconsistent. Revenue dips and momentum slows. You start questioning things that you were working on 6 months ago, and you're like, wait, I thought this was supposed to get easier. Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it doesn't get easier. It gets different. And if no one tells you that, you start thinking something's wrong. So what should we do? We go back to what worked before. More content, more effort, let me just push a little harder and sign on some new clients. And then suddenly you're doing more, but growing less, and you're getting more tired and more frustrated. And this is very common. Let's just say the real thing. Most businesses don't stall because of strategy. They stall because of leadership, and that's not a criticism. That's a shift. Because at six figures, the game changes. You can't build your business the same way you started. But a lot of people try. Why? Because it's familiar and it worked at one level, at one period of time. And here's what typically got you to six figures. You said yes to everything. You worked really hard. You were in every conversation you could possibly find. And you were figuring out as you went along. And honestly, that works only until it doesn't. Because now that same approach creates inconsistency, exhaustion, and a business that depends entirely on you. So when you get sick or you pull back even a little, everything slows down. And that's not a growth strategy. That's a dependency model. And here's where we need a little bit of honesty. Some of you didn't hit six figures because you had a system. You hit it because you pushed. You hit it because you were likable. You hit it because you figured it out. You made it work and you held it together, which is impressive, but not scalable. So when things slow down, it's not because you're doing something wrong. It's because you've outgrown how you've always been doing it. And this is where I see the pattern. Instead of evolving your leadership, you start tweaking your strategy. You get a new offer, new messaging, new direction. And at this point, your business has had more rebrands than a reality TV show. And we don't need another one of those. What you actually need is structure and clarity and a different level of decision making. So let's break this down. There are 3 reasons most businesses stall out after six figures. First is lack of consistent sales process. You're still relying on referrals, random inquiries. It comes in waves energy, meeting new people on random whims. And that's not a strategy. That's unpredictability. And at this level, you need to know, where are your clients coming from? How are they converting? And how do you repeat that consistently? The second thing is your role hasn't evolved. You're still doing everything. You're making every decision. You're involved in every detail. And at some point, you become the bottleneck. And that's not ideal, because now your growth is directly tied to your capacity. And your capacity, because you are one person, has limits. And third, you're avoiding higher level decisions. This is the part no one likes because it requires raising your standards, being more direct, yep, there's that word again, letting go of what's comfortable, and doing something different. At six figures, you can't operate like you're still figuring it out. You have to start leading with intention. And this is exactly the shift that we focus on inside Power Your Pay. It's not about doing more. It's about becoming the kind of CEO your next level requires. How you think, how you lead, how you position yourself, how you make decisions. Because growth doesn't come from adding more. It comes from refining what actually works and leading your business at a higher level. Let me give you an example. I've worked with women who were stuck right around six figures. And when we look at what's happening, they're doing a little bit of everything. They are not separating the strategic activities from the tactical initiatives. They're doing things like posting, selling, tweaking, trying new things, but nothing is consistent. So the business feels like some months are great and some months are not. That's not growth. That's what we call fluctuation. So we simplify, we identify what's actually driving revenue and what needs to be repeated consistently. And we remove everything else. Then what happens? Guess what? Things stabilize. Not because we worked harder, but because we led differently. And this is the shift I want you to make. Stop asking, what should I do next? And start asking, what actually works when I look at the data? And why am I not doing more of just that one thing? This is also why we created the Big Bold Beach Retreat, because at this level, you don't need more information. You need proximity to women who are operating differently, making decisions faster, holding higher standards, and moving with intention. Because when you're in that environment, your perspective shifts completely, and so do your results. So if your business has stalled, I want you to consider this. You're not stuck. You're now being asked to lead at a higher level. And if you're ready for support in that, you can book a call with one of our coaches directly. We'll look at your business, your current structure, and your next level and help you identify exactly what needs to shift. You'll find the link in our show notes below. And as always, thank you for tuning in to the Power Your Voice podcast. If this episode resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share so we can reach more female entrepreneurs together.